Hello, my name is Michael Smith, and I made this presentation about a decade ago, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. Live as we. Live as we. Who are we? You. Me. You plus me equals we. What does it mean to be we? What does it mean to be you? Are you one of us or one of them? Are you human? Who do you consider to be less than human? Who have you seen systematically dehumanized? What does it mean to be human? If we were ever to fully define what it means to be human, it would limit us from continuing to discover who we truly are and what we are capable of becoming. What does it mean to be you? Who are you? Who are they? Who are we? Me. Me is always included in we. We is just a reflection of me. Who are you? Who are we? Where are we? The overview effect is something that happens when astronauts travel to space and they look out the window for the first time and they see our planet, as they did here on this photo of Earth taken from the moon by Apollo 8 on December 22nd, 1968. Recently, the astronauts on Artemis 2 updated this photograph from their capsule integrity. This photo is called Earthrise and was taken by astronaut Bill Anders. It was the first photo to show Earth from this perspective. And it demonstrates the fragility and finite nature of Earth. This photo was taken from Apollo 17, taken as the crew was traveling toward the moon. This 14-second video of Earth spinning was taken from the Galileo orbiter as it left Earth's gravity on December 11th, 1990. It shows one complete day. This is a series of cloud-free views of Earth compiled from thousands of satellite images. We all share one planet with no lines. We're all here. We all belong. This is our home. This is our time. As we live out our days, weeks, months, years, and lives on this beautiful planet, Earth, our home. On September 5th, 1977, we launched this rocket with Voyager 1 on board with a golden record that has instructions on where to find us in the cosmos. It's the furthest man-made object from the Earth, traveling at 61,000 kilometers an hour. It's out past the bow shock and the helio sheath into the bow shock. And they recently, just this year in 2026, did an update to the computer on board from 1970s. They weren't sure if it would reboot or come back online. But Voyager 1 sent another message that took over a day to receive back on Earth of where it currently is and what it's experiencing. And it's rewriting what we know about our solar system and the universe. As Voyager 1 finished its mission, passing Pluto, Carl Sagan said, "Let's turn the camera around and take one more picture of us, of Earth." And on February 14th, 1990, they took this photo. That's here, that's home, that's us, On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives on that pale blue dot, that speck of dust suspended in a sunbeam. So the question is it possible for us all to fit on this speck of dust? Are we big enough to accept everyone? Is there a group of people we should exclude or kick off? Can we still get rid of them? Well, there's 3 ways to get rid of them. We've tried 2 of the 3. We've not yet tried the 3rd way, which would be successful. The first is we try to convert them, to make them like us, to have them believe what we believe, read what we read, adopt our culture and ways. We haven't been very successful at that, so we've resorted to the second way, where we kill them. Conversions go up when this starts. People say, okay, I don't want to die. I'll be like you. But what does that make us when we engage in war and destruction and killing people? The third way that we haven't tried yet is we can enlarge who we are to include them. We're all so different, but this is the one thing we all have in common, and yet it doesn't make us the same. Can we preserve and honor our diversity and cultural differences while there's still time? One thing we do know are there are more humans here today than ever before. When the first humans emerged in 160,000 years ago, it took that long for the first 250 million people to populate the planet, about the time of Jesus. Around the time that Columbus sailed from Spain in 1492, we hit 500 million, 500 million. Just a few years later, we were at 1 billion, and we've been doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and now we're currently around 8 billion. They estimate that the human population will flatten out around 9 billion. And you are one of them. A point. A human being. You. Einstein said famously that problems facing the world today cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. This is a dot map of the U.S. Census data of where all the humans live in the U.S. There is roughly 312 million Americans in the United States in 2012. This map is a dot map of the world population, each dot representing 100,000 people. You can see where we're scattered around the planet in different countries, in different bioregions, on different continents. A human being is part of a whole called by us universe. A part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circles of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Well, we know that you had a mom and a dad that got together and created you, and this is your first circle of compassion. You might have a brother or a sister, but we call it a family. Our first circle of compassion. If we were to enlarge that circle of compassion, each of our families belongs to a community. You have an address, where you go to school, where you go to work, where you spend the majority of your life and time, 90 to 95% of your life. We each have a nationality or passport. The Human Rights Declaration declares that it's a human right to have a nationality and to obtain a passport, to be able to travel around the world. Larger than that are the genetic makeup this genetic makeup of how you showed up, the 23 chromosomes that you received from your mother and the 23 from your father make the 46 chromosomes of your unique DNA that determined your intelligence, your gender, your race. And going larger than this circle are the things that you adopted that you can change about yourself, your belief system, your philosophy, your ideology, your religion, your politics, and that evolve over the course of one's lifetime. And going larger than this is what I call our VQ, your value quotient. What skills and abilities have you developed while alive here on this planet, using your intelligence and the opportunities that you had to contribute to society? What is your role in society? What is your educational level? What languages do you speak? What musical instruments do you play? What talents do you have? And going larger than that is to embrace all of humanity, that collectively we're all human, living out our lives with our different circles of compassion, people that we care about, people that we exclude. And what about the dark side of humanity? Many people think that they're good and others are evil. Being human is both. We have the best of humanity and we have the worst of humanity in what we call human. It's all of us, the light and the dark. This is a beautiful representation of that, of our circle of compassion that is large enough to embrace everybody, to live as we. We're 7, now 8 billion people. We include all human beings, the best and the worst of humanity. There's no one we leave out behind or exclude. We are free to be who we are. We honor our equality and each other's unique diversity. We acknowledge our universal human rights and just laws. This is a practice of radical assimilation and inclusion. If you believe none of us is better than any other based on gender, age, race, politics, nationality, religion, orientation, abilities, education, or financial holdings, or any other delineation, then let's live as we. My humanity is bound up in yours. We can only be human together, as Desmond Tutu said. So whether you think you're a good human in an evil world or whether you're an evil human in a good world, we're all human. And going even larger than our humanity is to embrace a we that includes the whole earth, the world's ecosystem, with everyone, is how we live as we. Perhaps it'll be our generation that can transcend our differences and embrace everybody. Because one day we'll leave this world, whether that's in a pine box or on a spaceship to another planet. This is our time to live as we. Thank you.